Now, this is very dependent on your constitution, how sensitive you are going to be to the herbs. Now, most of the time people are going to feel something immediately, especially if you're beginning out with the Jing herbs really regenerating your kidneys, the medicinal mushrooms with your immune system. You're going to feel something within those first few days. However, if you don't, the whole point is to just stay with these herbs for at least 30 days, up to 100 days. At that point, you will feel, as long as you're taking an appropriate dose, you can lift up, from quarter teaspoon to about half a teaspoon, you be consistent with those daily in that first period, and you activate your awareness that these herbs are legit. There's a reason these are the most famous herbs in the most comprehensive herbal tradition, the ones that people take every day to achieve longevity. For you to stick with it, you get an appropriate dose and you will feel those results either immediately or over a few months. Now, you're going to have an entry dose. That's going to be about a quarter teaspoon. If you know you're very sensitive to herbs, make it 1/8 of a teaspoon. You start with your quarter, and then over a week and 2 weeks, you can slowly start creeping up as you feel, your body is, happy to respond to a larger dose of herbs. And you get up to about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon, and that's then what we call your lifestyle dose. You find your sweet spot that you can consistently bring into your body, and over time, that's what gets you the results. The Mirion ultraviolet glass was an absolute no-brainer, all-hearter for me to be packing our herbs into. The most precious glass in the world, used by the Egyptians for their alchemy and preservation. This violet glass is only allowing in portions of the UVA and violet light frequencies. What this is, from an alchemical perspective, this is ensuring that what the contents are protected from the light that turns the contents rancid, right? Because that's what light will do, sunlight will do over time. But ensuring that, in the alchemical terminology, that it's a solar enriched internally and energized and preserving of the energies internally, what's been packed inside of that ultraviolet glass. It's very precious glass. Please don't throw it out. Please reuse. So although the medicinal mushrooms we do here at Superfeast are magical in their health properties in many ways, they're not the psilocybin magic mushrooms that are psychedelic, and nor are they the soil-borne mushrooms that are used in a culinary sense. These, majority of the time, tree-growing mushrooms, they're not psychedelic in any way, they're not having any of that kind of effect. It's more of a deep working on the chi of the body and the immune system of the body and the nervous system and the endocrine system. And these are the herbs that for thousands of years, the mushrooms for thousands of years, they've been used and ensconced within the diet and used consistently to ensure that we're protected and we have immunological momentum. So short answer is yes, absolutely. You can mix your tonic herbs together. The tonic herbs have generally, historically, been used in formulas, whether they're our own personalized formulas. These are very gentle herbs and they're very forgiving. So we can take our individual herbs and mix our Hsien Wu and our astragalus and our lion's mane and find our own little ratios and personalize for ourselves each day with our health intentions. And by all means, go ahead and mix the blends as well. You can mix your Jing herbs in with your Mason's mushrooms and, allow yourself to experiment with, one day the Jing being, that primary herb in there, like a good teaspoon, maybe, a supporting dose of the Mason's mushrooms, or perhaps 2 strong doses of those blends, just allow your instinct to really drive you. Now you'll find some herbs just for you don't enjoy playing together, and that might be flavor-wise. Like Schisandra berry might not be the herb, and if you've yet to taste Schisandra berry, you'll see. You might put that in a hot chocolate or a coffee one day and go, no, that doesn't work in there. The beauty blend, no, that doesn't work maybe with the Mason's mushrooms as much as the others. So go ahead and experiment and enjoy your journey. Now, of course, this is going to depend because you are creating your own adventure with your herbs and finding that dose that is right from you, whether it's going to be a quarter teaspoon or a heap teaspoon, maybe for some of you, especially those of you on the Jing for the first time, you want to replenish your kidneys. But generally, we're going to say it's about half a teaspoon dose is going to get you about 50 serves. right, of that 100-gram jar. So it's a great way to, it's a great way to get a sexy Miron jar and ensure that you've got enough to stay consistent with your herbal practice. Medicinal mushrooms are a herb within a herbal system, the Taoist system. Of course, they're from the fungal kingdom. And these mushrooms, they're pretty much always growing off living or dead wood. And when we take the fruiting body, that part of the mushroom that grows out of the wood, that's the genitals of the mushroom, that's what we harvest and we dry in the sun at Superfeast, and then we extract it in either just water or alcohol. And there's incredible unifying benefits, water metabolizing benefits, but of course, it's the immunological benefits and the protective chi that it builds in our body that we absolutely love. Such a good question, and there's a lot of myth around this, and we are busting that myth just the way that medicinal mushrooms can go in and help bust up the biofilm of that candida that is infecting a body. Absolutely, if you have candida, it is something that we don't say that you can take medicinal mushrooms, that you more so, you should be taking medicinal mushrooms because you have an immune deficiency if you have a fungal infection like candida, and medicinal mushrooms, I know it's a bit counterintuitive that you're taking a fungal medicine for a fungal infection, but we're talking more of the noble representatives and members of that fungal kingdom versus the delinquents of candida that are there opportunistically taking advantage of your body. Medicinal mushrooms are there empowering your immune system to go and take care of these kinds of infections. So because you're a legend and you know if you throw out or try to recycle your Miron glass jars that a mushroom fairy dies, you're going to upcycle them and reuse them. And why wouldn't you? It's the best quality glass in the world. So to get the labels off, what do? We soak those jars for 30 minutes in nice hot water. Then we try and get as much of that label off as we can. Most of the time there's going to be a little bit of residue, right? So then we're going to get equal parts bicarb and cooking oil, mix that into a paste and then slather that on what's left on the jar. We're going to leave that for 30 minutes, then we're going to come back and then we're going to scour off what's left, and you should be left with a very clean, sexy jar that's ready to beautify your kitchen and protect your spices and oils and whatever else you want to put in there. Now you want to go slow adding any herbs, new herbs and supplements when you're breastfeeding. However, the tonic herbs, very useful postpartum during this time when there's sleep deprivation. You've lost a lot of Jing during childbirth. That's why especially the Jing herbs are really useful. As I said, just add them slow, 1/4 teaspoon, and slowly work your way up. Now, the herbs or formulas that we're not taking is neural nectar, just because they can inhibit a little bit of the lactation due to the mucuna in there. And also, if you've never done any liver cleansing, just go a little bit easy on the MSM. That mineral can, really get the liver moving and mobilize a little bit of toxicity. And if you don't have the gut and the diet that is going to be able to remove that from the body, then it can mobilize a little bit in the bloodstream, and we don't want that. But yeah, medicinal mushrooms, go slow. Jing herbs, go slow, but very beneficial. So when pregnant, you want to be very mindful when introducing any new herbs or supplements. Ideally, you're going to have a progressive health team around you, a practitioner that you're going to be able to, run these tonic herbs by before you introduce them. Just see what, just get you the go-ahead for your individual body. Now, historically, there have been herbs like reishi mushroom and eucommia bark that have been shown to be very useful during pregnancy, especially after that first trimester. But it's going to be an individual journey for everyone. Tani and myself talk about the herbs that she was using, we were using during that childbearing year, and I think that's a really good place for you to go and further explore this conversation. So what we do here at Superfeast is tonic herbalism. What is a tonic herb? Now, The Taoists, the ancient Chinese system, they were using herbs for many thousands of years and integrating those herbs into their diet long term, taken consistently to build life within their body so that they could achieve longevity. And that's what the tonic herbs are. In the original Materia Medica over 2,000 years ago, there is a class of herbs called the superior herbs listed, and these are the messages from heaven. And these are herbs that you might know as adaptogens. That the Taoists would use consistently to build their Jing, Qi, and Shen so they could be just more rad in general. That's what a tonic herb is, and that's what we do at Superfeast. Christmas. So just like the Greeks using the Trojan horse to infiltrate the walls of Troy, we use every opportunity we can, to make sure that we're integrating these tonic herbs into our diet, into our drinks, just into our life. And so we will infiltrate the body by infusing our medicinal mushrooms, our tonic herbs into our meals. And whether that's a savory meals has especially been championed by mums and dads, bringing the beautiful tasting mushrooms into, say, like a spag bowl or into a stew or soup or a miso or anything like that. And that way, we're ensuring that we're doing what's been done for many thousands of years, and we're including these herbs in our meals. And so the medicinal, adaptogenic nature and this wild medicinal nutrition that comes through these tonic herbs is in the diet for ourselves, for our loved ones. And likewise, we do that with coffees and hot chocolates and teas. We infuse and we Trojan horse these tonic herbs in through these things that are a part of our lifestyle into our diet so we can get the incredible benefits. So these tonic herbs have been fully extracted. The powder that you get to control your dose as well, they are ready to go. And so they just need to be stirred into or blended into or mixed into the drink or the meal that you're already having. And the idea is to take a practice, whether it's just making a soup or, just having a nice hot matcha in the morning, whatever your ritual, whatever you're already doing habitually, and then layer in your medicinal mushrooms, your Jing herbs, your Qi herbs, your tonic herbs into what you're already doing. That way, it's going to be easy, it's going to be cruisy, and you're going to get consistency with your tonic herbal usage.